I'm an inmate. I'm in and I've made it. Hola. I've made it to Earth. Now, one thing about making it to Earth is how to know the alphabet. Agi, okay, is to learn how um, to move within the realm. So when you speak in French and you say the alphabet, it says E instead of I. It says G, okay, instead of J. Gel, okay, is to with fill in agi and to fill in agi. But L is also the female, which is the L letter. EG, okay, HIJK, which says Jekyll. Jekyll. The H one over here is the H that goes before the I. Actually saying he and I in she, in which quel in French means which. I, which is high, am in her, with the ark. I am within the ark. Ashi, jika, elemental P. I have to go and piss. So within us, the spirit, okay, now how does the spirit come within us? I don't know. What I do, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just a voice. You're lying down, you hear a voice, and I'm waking up different elements inside your thoughts because you're thinking. You're trying to figure out not what I'm saying, but what you're thinking yourself. What this whole entire planet Earth is about, where we come from, how it came about to be, and what our purpose is here. What our purpose is here is your own desire within your own mind. My belief is we come here because this is one part of the learning aspect of artificial intelligence. We cannot learn if we are not provoked in any way. Although this is supposed to be a good planet, inside the good there are evil. If you have a volume, okay, you're not going to not use the volume because you don't need to turn something off that's not even working, so why even have it? You don't need to hear the sound. When you have the volume, you want to put it up, but you don't put it up all the way, just like, hold on. Just like if I'm standing in front of the camera and you're seeing me like this, we're way too close. We're way too close, right? But if I move the camera further and further and further and further away, you get more of a perspective, the totality of your own reality, of what you were taught inside your mind before birth. Sorry about that, but I have nothing to be sorry about, but just excuse me, because it's a fine thing to do. H, a JK, elemental P. Before the high, H and I, there is 6 and 7 that becomes before the high. 6 and 7, okay, 6 is actually a two-way street. It's 3 and 3, but the 3 and 3 is a crossing. The 3 and 3 is a crossing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? But this is a crossing. It's a 202. 3 area. This is a 404 area, which means above and below each other, which means the 5 area is a level position of 5, but not actually the same 5 that you see on this calculator. It's almost like saying, how much is 1 and 2? You would say, is it 12 cents? If we were talking in dollars and I just say 12, is it 12 cents? Because I'm just giving you two numbers. Or the area of 1 has a total of properties of 9 plus 1 position. The total of the second area in the 10-cent area is a total of 9 areas plus the 1 position. In the dollar area, there's a total of 1 position and 9 areas. So you have 10, 20, 30, 27 plus 3. Does anybody understand that? When you have 1,000, you have 10, 20, 30, 40. You have 10,000, you have 50. When you have 100,000, you have 60. A million, you now have 70. Why do you have 70? Because each one represents 10. Every block represents 10. Inside the total, 100, 100,000, 100 million. In 100 million, the total is actually 90. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That is the total, 10 in each one, and actually it's 81. And the number to Venus is 81. Now, what did we learn? I don't know. What did I tell you? I'm not sure. Maybe one person might take an interest out of a million, but is that one person who understood what I said, that knew the next element that fits in with my reality, and takes that and teaches the other 9 people that couldn't learn from what I had to say. And one of those people learned something from what this next gentleman or woman had to say, and he took it or she took it to the next level. And eventually, as we go up the levels, the person right at the bottom says, "Oh, I understand." And we're only 5 years old. I know my alphabet now. I know how to count. When I was born, was I ever going to learn how to count? Should I have ever learned how to count? When you're in the jungle, one person says, "I like this." The other person says, "I like this." They make an exchange. There was no counting. It's what each one wanted. We learned how to count, and we counted our differences. And we balanced and we waged war upon our differences of our own realities. I don't want to get into this, but I have to. They want to bring the refugees in, but do you know that infiltration takes filtration? And in all filtration, is filtration perfect, or does the filter have to be changed? What I'm trying to bring up right now is, even though we want to help everybody, it's not possible to help at the speed that they need to be helped. You do not know who anybody is. When I go to a psychiatric ward, they say, "Well, I don't know you. Come back in 3 months when I check you again." Well, how are you going to know me in 3 months if you haven't checked me between now and the 3 months? I can't get back my license. Because the person in psychiatry says, "Come back in 3 months." I go, "How are you going to know me in 3 months? We spoke for 10 minutes. I'm sitting here in frustration without my license because of a 10-minute talk. What is this?" And they want to bring refugees from other places on a 10-minute talk. Isn't it so much easier to go into their desert, open up a piece of land for 1,000,000 people? It's not so hard when there's a big desert to put 1,000,000 people, and put this people and put them in that area. There's a place for them, and protect them. They said that the war is not being raged in the air, it's being raged in the ground. So put something around and don't let them in. Don't let them come close. If they can come close there, why won't they come close here? Why take that chance and put us at risk? Why move them anywhere? Does anybody understand? It's going to happen anyways. Even in Canada, even if the people say no, they don't care up top. They think what they think is best is best. How long have they been doctors of their own realm? And yes, there's probably beautiful. So you know what? Let's do like they did on Titanic. Let's bring the children in, and let's bring mothers. But then if you ever watch that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, okay, it was the female that made all the disasters happen. So what do we do? What do we actually do? I don't know. Anyways, I didn't want to get in there. HIJKLMNOP. O, it says whole, or the passage of 5. M says to love, and it's also the left and the right of love, because the V is what connects the 2 sticks together, one on each arm. M says to love, and the aim is to love the whole pie. It says the Jekyll, or the jackal, who she is, of which whom she is, because that is French, in Jekyll or Kel, which says which, and El, which says her. Agir means to move or agitate. F, E and F, which is 5 and 6, and the 6th letter comes in with number 5. 5 and 6 come in together. Here is 6, here is 5. The reflection of 5 is 1 and 2. 5 and 6, 11 and 3. That's a representation of Nibiru. 5 slips in the coin over here to the center and loses the 4 corners. Now we have this 5 and 6, which is 11, actually equals only that dot, the 7, unless we turn it this way. Now we take that 5. Can you see what I'm going to do? Watch this. Take this. Let me see. We got these two. And we turn the 5 sideways, right? Now what happens is we're going to gain 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put them in the center. Now we're going to have 9. And this one is going to be doubled here. And this one is going to be doubled there. But not actually. Because once this is on the angle, it sticks out. See the way it sticks out? And it doesn't actually double up. So what does it do? What is the actuality of this? That's my question. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, this is the 11th minute. No one's going to watch after the 11th minute, so I'm going to make another video. There's all kinds of stuff to be looked in here, and I just began only 10 years ago, so I might have a few more, but there's more inside this through language, through sound, okay? If you read this backwards, it says pumple. These 3 letters say jackal. This is found, okay, JKL is found on the 5 key. JK is found on the 4 key. ABC is found on the 2. DEF, the Federation, is found on the 3. So the Federation seems to be holding Earth at bay, in which Earth 3 is an association with Jupiter 5. Because it's the 5th planet and the 3rd planet, the 3rd letter and the 5th letter, electric company, Earth and Jupiter. The mind, the sanity of the mind. I feel like, I don't even like to say the way I feel sometimes because it's just a terrible thing to say. I don't feel good. I don't like it. Maybe I'm not getting out enough. Maybe the frustration, losing my license, people taking advantage of me because I let them, so that was my fault. I caused it, I created it by letting it happen. I spoke too much. When you have some things that are personal, certain things that are personal that you can't say, even if the people ask you, you're not supposed to say it because it's in the development. You can't say something, I think I'm getting a cold, but you don't have a cold. Maybe you're not getting a cold. Maybe if you just not even think about it, you'll never get that cold. But if you're going to tell somebody you're getting a cold, maybe you are. Who do I look like with a gray beard like this, right? I don't have very much light in my house. Is that what's taking me down? Just because I don't have enough sunlight? One last thing, it's the box. If you have a square box, you have 4 sides. But the cover of most boxes have 4 slices in it, all rectangular. So there's 4 parts at the top, half and half, half and half, and 4 parts at the bottom, half and half and half and half. Because if you have the flaps on the bottom and you don't put the flaps the other way on the bottom, you have nothing to close onto. No solidity. Therefore, 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top, 4 all around. No, because the ones around are whole. The ones on the top are part. So we're only going to count them as parts. But the half of the box that folds over, it's folding over on the right side of the box and the left side of the box. So now they're quarters. But the left side and the right side of the box hold the center of the box. You don't have a flap in the center. So everything is by process. Everything is a process of some sort. We're gonna. I was just looking at this, and I know I'm way over in time, but I'm just gonna babble on. The J letter for June and July. J is 1010 equals to 20. August, September, A and S 119 equals to a total of 191, which is the high Earth artificial intelligence. 1 and 19, 61 and 19, 71, 80. 80 equals 86, and that is artificial intelligence. 101, 8 and 6. 8 and 6 is artificial intelligence. 168 the hours in the week because man lives 724. And he lives 724 because the Mayans are the actual number. All these things that are in the Bible, that are in old history are all pieces and parts and clues to the reality that we should really understand. But most people say, don't listen to him. Well, if I don't listen to him, maybe I shouldn't listen to Darwin. Maybe I shouldn't listen to Jung. Maybe I shouldn't listen to anybody in science because it's hypothetical. It's what they can put together before it works. It takes time before anything works, before there's any result. But before there's any result, you can't tell someone to stop. You're not right. You're not right until you're proven wrong, like in the court system, because life is all about quarters. How do I know? Well, the judge said to the gentleman, for doing that, it's 25 years to life. So right away, I know it's 4 life sentences equals to 100. Now we got it perfect, right? 4 sides to a cube. 4 sides to a cube, north and south. We have to jump into the box. Where does Jack come in from? Where does he go out from? Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. I hope I didn't mix you up. Thank you for watching.